Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Steve Merrick, President and Chief Executive Officer of NorthStar Medical Radioisotopes. And you may be asking, what is a medical radioisotope company doing at a medtech conference? So let me quickly explain that. In the United States, there are 12,500 SPECT imaging cameras and over 12.5 million SPECT imaging procedures done every year. Those procedures are for people with serious heart disease and people with cancer. For that imaging procedure to work, you need a radioisotope. And these radioisotopes have relatively short half-lives, so you need a reliable and continuous supply. Our two legacy competitors since 2009 have had severe difficulty in maintaining reliable supply. There have been many and often prolonged shortages of radioisotopes, and that's meant that patients haven't been able to get the imaging procedures they need to allow their physician to properly treat them. So NorthStar saw an opportunity there, and we developed a new technology, a new way of making these isotopes for imaging, and we're very proud now that hundreds of thousands of patients have been imaged using NorthStar technology, and as a result, they've had the right treatment at the right time. Beyond imaging, theranostics is becoming very important now. That's where you combine imaging with therapeutics, and I'll comment on that in a moment. So NorthStar is an interesting place. We sit a little bit between pharmaceuticals and medtech, so that means we get regulated by CFR 210, 211 and 820. It also means I get to go to biotech conferences and medtech conferences. So this year NorthStar's starting off a Series C equity raise. We're looking to raise around $100 million to build out our production capacity for radioisotopes and to launch new products. Usual disclosures. So, summary, we are an early commercial stage company. We got FDA and NRC approval in 2018, and we've been selling our imaging isotope for 2.5 years now and supplying the market very reliably. Beyond that, there's very strong interest in what we're doing with therapeutic radioisotopes. We're in negotiations with several big pharma companies and several biotech companies on master supply agreements. At the same time, our diagnostic portfolio does provide a very strong foundation for us to launch other isotopes. We've really built a great set of capabilities. The portfolio we have, which I'll comment on in a minute, has the potential to sell nearly $1 billion by 2030 and obviously clearly beyond $1 billion after that. And we focus towards oncology and cardiovascular disease. We've got a great team of very skilled individuals. We've got a lot of know-how that we've built up as a company and a very attractive portfolio of IP. One interesting fact is that given the importance of establishing domestic production of isotopes in the US, we've received $65 million in grants from the Department of Energy, and we're negotiating for another 37 at the moment. So let me comment on a portfolio very quickly. The top two products here are our radioisotope products. The bottom two are our imaging products. I haven't really got time today to talk about the radioimmunotherapeutic product, but that uses our radioisotopes. So actinium and copper are very, very effective at killing cancer. The trouble is there is no commercial scale supply available today. And big pharmaceutical companies, biotechs, are going to need supply for phase 3 studies and commercial supply in around 2024. So now is the time to start producing these products. Because of the infrastructure we have, we can absolutely be the first company to market. Actinium can generate sales in excess of $800 million at 80% gross margin. Copper well over $200 million at a 60% gross margin. And we also have the opportunity to provide value-added pharmacy services to pharmaceutical companies as well. So very exciting opportunity with these two isotopes. On the imaging side, the SPECT imaging modality is a standard of care. It has a very, very long future ahead of it, and there is space for new tracers to be used. So we believe our MollyTech product with the new technology we use can sell in excess of $200 million in the US in a few years. And FibroSint, which is for imaging fibrin blood clots, that can sell in excess of $200 million as well in a few years' time. And both of these at about a 50-60% gross margin. Those are just US sales. The two imaging modalities, they can obviously have global application, and we do have arrangements and options to commercialize those products or license those products internationally. So NorthStar is at a very important point in its evolution, because we really do believe we're at a point when the valuation of the company really is going to accelerate quickly. There are several milestones you can see here. Two of them we've already achieved, which I think proves we can actually execute what we say we're going to execute. The next up are signing master supply agreements with pharmaceutical companies and biotech companies for the supply of copper and actinium. These are 10-year agreements. Other milestones are building out our moly manufacturing capability so we can become a market leader. And with FibroSim, we expect to get an SBIR grant, which means the development of that product will be very cost effective. So, closing comments, nuclear medicine really is a very, very exciting area now. From what was a $6 billion market, it could grow to be as large as $30 billion by 2030. That's because the emergence of these therapeutic radioisotopes really is driving growth in the market. And there are a lot of different forms of cancer that can be treated with these radioisotopes. So as I've shown, we've built a portfolio of products which really are game-changing products. We can generate sales in excess of $1 billion. And clearly, over time, we're going to add to that portfolio. We have several projects ongoing at the moment which will allow us to add products to that portfolio. So with the radioisotope program, we've started putting in place the production infrastructure that's needed to be ready by 2024 or so to provide pharmaceutical companies with the phase 3 and commercial volumes of product that they need. And then our differentiated approach to diagnostic radiopharmaceutical means that we believe we can be the market leader in the US within a few years' time. So the NorthStar team really has demonstrated great ability to execute, and we've got every confidence we're going to continue to execute as we have done in the past and build this billion-dollar company. So I've given you a very quick overview of what we're doing at NorthStar. If you want to talk to me a little more about that, I'll be in the breakout room in a moment. But if you want to see what we're doing, and seeing is believing, then please come and visit us in Beloit, Wisconsin, and see the fantastic game-changing things we're doing in nuclear medicine. Thank you very much, everybody.